As a group, the Federal Reserve is clearly not worried. In today's monetary policy statement, the first three sentences said everything we need to know about the stance, and Federal Reserve Chair Powell reiterated, reemphasized the themes that the Fed is not worried. Let me step you through my thinking on this. The very first sentence of the statement says, available indicators suggest that economic activity has been expanding at a solid pace. Powell reiterated this during the conference call. Hopefully you've seen the strong GDP numbers. This is fact. And it's fact that the Fed is using to be bullish on the economy. But wait, you say, the job market, the labor economy, it's weak and it's weakening. No, not quite so fast. So the Fed sees that job gains have remained low, sure, so job creation is sluggish, but the unemployment rate has shown some signs of stabilization. So their, claims numbers have gone down and so forth. And what's interesting is in the conference call, Powell did point out, or he implied that because the economy is growing at a solid pace, expanding at a solid pace, that the expectation is that this will eventually lead into more job gains. So that forms another pillar of the Fed's bullish case and why risk off is not the right approach for them. But wait, you say, precious metals, gold and silver, they're all soaring and they've been soaring for such a long time. Certainly something must be wrong. Well, a reporter asked about during the conference call, Powell dismissed all those worries. He said there is no message there for the macro economy. In fact, he claimed the Fed doesn't even get spun up on or over asset prices. Now, also interesting commentary on inflation. In the statement, it says inflation remains somewhat elevated, but specifically in the conference call, Powell called out PCE, which is the Fed's preferred inflation indicator, the personal consumption expenditure, and he said that minus tariffs, it's close to the 2% target. That is, again, bullish for the economy, bullish for monetary policy. So again, the Fed is trying to say, hey, you can't be risk off in this environment, right? Now, the Fed's commentary put a halt on what I would have called a confirmation of my risk off stance. The S&P 500 shown here, this is intraday 15-minute bars, gapped higher and then sold off all the way until this last move when the Fed's statement came out and stabilized pricing. All right, let's see what happens from here.